Welcome back to the Reshape Your Life podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Metabolomics Spotlight Test from Designs for Health. I just got off a video consult with a member here that ordered one of these test kits. Matter of fact, I did two days in a row with members of this group or subscribers who ordered these Metabolomics Spotlight test kits. So while it's all fresh on my mind, I want to just talk about what it is and what it's all about. You follow the link in the comments or the show notes, depending on where you're watching this. There will be ordering instructions. So you order that. We will ship a test kit out to you right away. And you collect a sample. It's a urine test. You collect the sample at home and ship it off to the lab. They will analyze the metabolites. That's what metabolomics are. They're organic acids. So that's just going to give us a good idea of nutrients that you might be deficient in. So if you need B vitamins, for example, or which specific B vitamins do you need? Is it just B6? Is it B12? Is it niacin? What is it? Okay, it looks at the different energy metabolism pathways, like, for example, creatine phosphate pathway, glycolysis, ketosis. That's one you hear me talk about a lot. I had a couple people here where one was in the green and one was in the red on that marker, suggesting that you may need to do some intermittent fasting, or that you already are, just depending on where your levels are, or ketogenic diet, meaning very low carbohydrate diet. So when I use keto or ketosis, when I use that term, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm talking about very low carbohydrate. A lot of people got the idea that a ketogenic diet has to be super high in fat. That is not the case. A clinical ketogenic diet is very high in fat and very low in carbohydrate with just a moderate amount of protein. Take the protein and the fat, swap them around, get high protein, moderate fat, very low carbohydrate most of the time. That's the reshape diet. And that's the reshape difference. Ching. Okay. So put a little trademark on that as I say that. So do your Metabolomics test kit, ship it off. We're going to get together by video consult right here in my office, just like we're doing here. Okay. So it's nothing crazy that we're going to have to do. We're just going to sit here and have a conversation about your test results. I will explain to you what is L-tyrosine. Why would you want to take a product like Designs for Health Glucose Supreme? Now, with my over a decade of industry experience in the nutrition world, having worked in label and design, wholesale, manufacturing, distribution, retail, over a 5-year stint as management in regional training and development for a large retail chain. I know a little bit about the supplement industry and the specific ingredients. And here's the little secret. Something called private label. So what a company will do is they'll take a stock product like this one that's in a kind of a placeholder, not too flashy with the design work, and they will transform it into a brand identity. You've heard me talk about Slin from Enhanced Labs. By the way, you can visit enhancedlabs.shop, use code RESHAPE, get an additional 10% discount on anything they carry, such as this product, Slin. Okay, this is actually a product like this that they just said, hey, we want something shiny and metallic looking, and we want our colors to be blue and yellow, and it needs to be called Enhanced Slim instead of Glucose Supreme. Okay, this is not the exact product, but something like this. So that's what we're looking at. Tyrosine, this is one I was just talking about, what's fresh on my mind. This is a different brand. This is Blue Bonnet. That's a national brand. This is something I would get from Vitamin Shop. They are a wellness partner when it comes to retail chains. Again, they don't have code RESHAPE. You have to use my phone number as your ID if you purchase something here, but you get 20% off. That's wholesale pricing. Same thing with this. You're getting 30% discount from Designs for Health. You're paying wholesale. You're paying what my retail stores pay before they mark the product up to sell it to the public. So my point behind all that was, hey, your Designs for Health test kit is going to tell you you need 5 or 6 different Designs for Health products. Some of those we might get both of those or 2 or 3 things out of one product. So maybe you don't need 2 or 3 products. You just need one. Or they're going to say, hey, you need all Designs for Health. Okay, well, I can shop around. Maybe I like a different brand or the flavor or something specific about a particular product that they don't have. Tyrosine, okay, that's a perfect example. Tyrosine is for your neurotransmitters. This is one of the things that would be covered in the test. Dopamine specifically is a neurotransmitter. If you spend a lot of time on social media, which wherever you're watching this, you obviously spend some time on the internet scrolling, that depletes your dopamine levels. Dopamine is the gotta have it neurotransmitter. That's what makes you crave things and you get a reward sensation. That's the reward hormone or neurotransmitter. Okay, when you're stimulating your brain like people do now with, my example is technology or social media, that depletes your dopamine levels. You need the specific amino acid L-tyrosine to build more dopamine. Yes, protein is made of amino acids. Everything in our body is made of protein. Our hair, skin, nails, bones, joints, muscles, organs, also neurotransmitters, enzymes, things that your body has to have to function. If you're not getting adequate protein, you're not going to be repairing muscle tissue. You're going to be losing muscle as you age. You're going to have poor quality of skin, wrinkles and aging and things like that. Those are part of the protein deficiency. So get all your aminos that you need, make the protein that you need, get the enzymes, make your hormones, make your everything that your body needs to function properly. Okay. When you have a deficiency, you don't feel well. You don't function as well. You may not look as good. So you want to look, feel, and perform your best. Get your neurotransmitters optimized. Get your amino acids. Get your protein. You can do that from your 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal that I recommend. Female clients, 30. Male clients, 40 to 50, depending on your size and activity. We'll just say 30 for women, 40 for men per meal on average. Doesn't have to be the exact amount, but that's your protein target. That is just a general recommendation for everyone. Now, if you want to get into a video consultation with me, I can give you exact macros. You may need a little more or less of certain things, but that's a good ballpark round number. That's where we would start with anyone, and then just adjust as needed based on your feedback from your in-body results. If you're an in-person client, we do an in-body every single week because you can recap 7 days, do it again, or change something to get a different result. If you're out there just watching this video on the internet, you can go to InBodyUSA.com, put in your zip code, find a testing site, get an in-body, email it to me, and I'll go over the results with a virtual consultation or Zoom consultation, and we'll get to the bottom of your health challenges once and for all. Getting the feedback to know whether what you're doing is working or not is going to be critical in the long run to getting the results that you want. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, you're just going to keep getting the same result. You've heard the old cliche, insanity, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're not happy with where you are now, get a goal. Figure out. It begins with clarity. Figure out where you are now. Where do you want to be a month from now, 3 months, or a year from now? And then you take consistent action on a daily basis in order to get there. If your strategy is just shape up or tone up or get in shape, if that's your goal or your wish, we'll say, that's not even a goal, and your strategy is, I'm just going to try harder or I'm going to do better, you need to know exactly what you're doing now. You need to have a definite goal and a deadline and a reason. That's what That's the glue that holds it all together. And then you have a process. That is what I call the FAST track. That's fat adapted strength training. You've heard me talk about this. Get on the FAST track with me. Do a 28-day challenge. That's absolutely free. If you don't buy anything, go do the FAST track 28-day ketogenic challenge. That's designed to put you light years ahead. You take 10 years worth of research and implementation, experimentation that I've done with myself, and now hundreds of subscribers and clients and customers that I've interacted with that have gotten similar results, and put it to practice. Get on the FAST track. Use your 30% discount. Okay. If time and money are your objections, I've just gotten rid of both of those. You don't need a whole lot of time and you don't need a whole lot of money. I'm trying to make it as affordable as possible. I'm trying to make it as actionable as possible. I've taken every resource that I have to help other people to get the result that took me 10 years to get this result. So don't repeat my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. Get there in half the time, or a fraction of the time, I should say. And don't waste your money on supplements that don't do anything. That's another thing that the Spotlight test is going to do for you. You may be taking things that you don't need. If that's the case, stop wasting your money on things that are not doing anything for you. Allocate your resources towards what you need. If it's training support, you need someone to meet you at the gym in person or by video, teach you how to do the exercises properly, so that you don't get injured or you don't waste your time. That's something I can do in a few months at most. After that, the training becomes a little redundant because I can only tell you so many times: squeeze, hold, lift, lower. Once you get the basics of good form and you understand which exercises train which body parts, take the resources that you're spending on your training and allocate it towards a better diet, for example, or put it into your supplementation so you can continue to get a better and better result without spending more and more time and money. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. I may pop back in here just in a few minutes to go ahead and do another one. I've got another topic, but this one's kind of running over. I just wanted to talk about the Spotlight test. So I apologize if I rambled a little bit. This stream of consciousness, you have to understand, I'm constantly having a conversation in my head with all my clients of all the things that I want to share with you, all the things I want to put out there to help you to improve. And when I finally have time to sit down in front of a microphone and a camera and share this information, a lot of times it just comes all spilling out. So anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, I do appreciate it. Go ahead and be on the lookout for the next one. And until then, stay strong and enjoy the journey.